name is Christina Noble. When I was much younger, I had a dream. I don't know why, but today, right here, I have my explanation.
It's amazing to finally get to this point. It's been a huge journey, especially the last 3 years in particular. When you're portraying somebody who's still alive, obviously that, you've got to please them. You know they're going to be watching, but they also have a family. She's got children, and I was very, very mindful of them and desperately wanting to get it right. I wanted to get her voice. I didn't want to do an impression of her either. I was happy to just get the essence of her, get her energy.
Excuse me. My name is Christina Noble. You're expecting me, I hope.
We expect all our guests.
I suppose you do. And what's your name?
My name is Mr. Reception Desk.
That's a nice name.
If you're telling a story that's really harrowing, and you've got to have this other side, and I think that's been very important to Christina and how she got there. She likes to laugh. She needs to laugh because she's constantly in the field. You know what I mean? She's been at the coalface of poverty and struggle for so long that I think you've got to find a way. You have to have a personal therapy. I mean, Christina, she loves to sing, and she sings all the time. She laughs quite a lot too. She has to.
You filmed in Vietnam for 2 months. What was that experience like, and what were the kind of challenges that you faced?
That's a big question. It was a dream to be there, but when we actually got down to shooting, it was pretty grueling. I mean, you're talking about 40 degrees of heat every day. You'd leave the hotel to go shooting, and you'd think, wonder how long I'll last before this shirt is sticking to me. And sure, look, she wouldn't make it to 10 minutes. And I thought, well, how are we going to manage this? How are we going to do this with continuity-wise? Are they going to keep changing my shirt? We're going to keep changing. But sure, look, we just stayed the same. You just stayed drenched. And it's funny how it doesn't look like that actually on the screen. It doesn't look too bad. But everything would be stuck to you.
Now, your husband wrote the script for this and directed it. What was it like working with him on set? Is it the first time that you worked together like that?
It wasn't our first time to work together, but it was certainly our first time to work this intensely together. I mean, but I think because it had lived in our kitchen for so long, in our home, I mean, I would say before we got to Vietnam, we talked about the film with Christina every day for 3 years. So by the time we got on set, Steve and I were very much on the same page. We were a team, and he didn't have to direct me very much except to say, Dee, this is where the frame is, this is where how close or how far we are, and let me know that. Otherwise I was all over it, and he knew that, and we had discussed it in minutiae for so long that it was very organic. It was very easy.
Were there any real scary moments on set when you were filming it in Vietnam?
There were many, but every time we had to stop the traffic. Stopping the traffic in Saigon is a very different story to stopping the traffic anywhere else in the world. I mean, I actually thought, I'm never going to actually be able to cross the road here. They don't have a zebra crossing where the cars stop. You have to just go and hope that they don't kill you. So when you try to stop the traffic, and on our very first morning we had this huge intersection at Crossroads, and it was our first morning shooting, and everybody in Vietnam is so willing to work and so keen that they say yes to everything. So when you say, can we stop that, they say yes, absolutely, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's quite Irish in that way. But so on our first morning, they stopped. Our brilliant crew stopped the traffic on a huge, major crossroads. And then Steve said, I don't know. I could see Stephen like this with his head, kind of hand up at his head. And I said, what's happening? He said, I don't know what's coming down the street. We were waiting for 1989, but he said, I don't know what we're going to get. And then miraculously, from nowhere, it went quiet, and 1989 came down the streets. It was like, almost like kind of something from the Truman Show, it was surreal. It was like, they've done it, but your heart is in your mouth, and that's one. And I could probably give you another dozen. Like when the rats were running across my feet in the middle of a scene.
I also read that you cast some of the children from the Christina Noble Foundation in the roles of the children in the film. Yeah. That must have been lovely.
That was awesome. I mean, we had 30 core children who are the kids that you see on the street, and they all came from the foundation. So yeah, that's really special. They're street kids. They just get an education because of the foundation, and they get a meal every day in there, so they're looked after. But They're the real deal. And it was very exciting for them. You know, I mean, they were making a movie.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
2 brothers are Buddha also, but I don't know where they are.
What does it mean, this Bridoi?
It means dust of life, the dust beneath your shoes.
Ah, I was Bridoi also when I was young.
No,
Yes.
How are you hoping that the people of Ireland will react to it?
I'm hoping that we celebrate this woman finally properly. You know, to me, there's still a younger generation of people who don't know who Christina is. I'm always astounded when I tell somebody I've made a film about Christina Noble, and if they say, oh yeah, I'm not sure now, I might have seen her on something, and they're not sure. And I think that's not right. It's time to absolutely acknowledge this huge scale of this woman's achievement. She's Irish, she's our hero, and I really want that to happen. I want her to be acknowledged. I think it's time, you know, for her to be done properly.
I think this film has really done her justice.
Well, thank you. I hope it has.
You have nothing left to prove.
We need to find a way to help these kids. I have everything left to prove.